Let me be specific. Anything I say tonight is allegedly. I don't know. I just live here talking. I love Jamie Foxx. Let me say that. I love Jamie Foxx. But his motherfucking clone. His clone ain't.
Can't clone this. I brought you too much original. It ain't enough clone juice in the world to clone me.
The internet has been going wild with talk about a so-called Jamie Foxx clone, and these online rumors keep getting louder. Katt Williams' name keeps getting dragged into it too, which has fans watching every move like something major is about to drop. For a long time, people online have pushed this idea that Jamie was secretly cloned during his 2023 medical emergency, even though there's never been any real proof of that. Some corners of social media swear up and down that certain celebrities were replaced years ago, claiming the versions we see today are programmed copies made to act just like them. These claims are totally unverified, but that hasn't stopped the internet from turning it into a full-blown storyline. When Jamie was rushed to the hospital back then, a few people claiming to be close to the situation started spreading the idea that he didn't make it, even though none of that was ever confirmed. What really set the rumor mill spinning was how quiet his family stayed for days, which made people online spin their own stories with no facts behind them. Then, out of nowhere, Jamie popped up in a video looking healthier, and some fans swore he looked different, which just pushed the conspiracy chatter even further. Reports at the time said he had a serious medical complication involving a blood clot that affected his brain and put him in a coma, but his family kept everything private, which only made social media speculate even harder. There were even internet whispers claiming he had passed away, but that his family just wasn't ready to say anything yet. Those rumors spread fast, and people online ran with every wild storyline they could think of. After weeks in the hospital, Jamie eventually bounced back, and the first thing he did was hop on social media to speak on everything himself. He explained how the whole situation shook him to his core, describing it like he went through something dark and came out the other side stronger than before. That alone should have shut the rumors down, but the internet wasn't ready to let go of the drama just yet. Instead of accepting that he was recovering, folks started picking apart the way he looked and sounded in that video like they were detectives or something. And yes, coming out of a coma can change a person's appearance for a bit, so him looking a little different wouldn't be surprising at all. But people online claimed this wasn't regular recovery changes. At least that's what they kept saying. Some viewers swore he looked way lighter than usual. Even though Jamie has never been light-skinned a day in his life, others pointed out new patches of pigment on his face that he didn't seem to have before, and they used that as evidence for all kinds of conspiracy talk, even though none of it was based on facts.
Cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine. Said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed. But I did I went to hell and back. And, I know they talk about people crying on videos. You could do take two, but I'm not going to do a take two. It is what it is. And, some people were talking about I'm cloned.
People online started pushing the idea that Jamie had actually passed away and that the person speaking about his recovery was some kind of clone. Things got even louder when, just 2 months after his hospital stay, his Netflix movie They Cloned Tyrone dropped. To this day, some folks insist the film was secretly connected to those rumors, claiming he made it long before he got sick because he supposedly knew what the industry was planning for him. When he announced the movie, the comment section went wild with people dragging him, saying he was using the clone conspiracy to hype up the film. Others jumped in, saying the title sounded like exactly what a so-called clone would say, to make everyone think everything was normal, with one person arguing that's the kind of thing a clone would say, as if that proves anything. People kept spinning their own theories, calling Hollywood a place where anything can get turned into a storyline. Another comment said the announcement sounds like something a clone would say, warning everyone to stay alert, even though all of this was just internet talk with no real evidence behind it. Then Jamie finally addressed the clone rumors head-on during his Netflix special a few months back, but instead of calming folks down, it somehow made the conspiracy crowd even more suspicious. Some said he was trying way too hard to shut it all down, and claimed that if he wasn't a clone, he wouldn't be talking about it for this long. The online chatter kept twisting everything he said, turning a simple explanation into another so-called clue for the theory. To keep it real, Jamie isn't the only celeb the internet has slapped a clone label on, so he didn't need to look that stressed about it. When I watched his special, he kept bringing up the whole clone situation over and over, and it felt like he was leaning into it a little too heavy for no real reason.
Said I was a clone? You motherfuckers really thought I was a clone. Oh, Diddy got that. That's a clone. That ain't Jamie Foxx. Look at that, man. That ain't.
And with everything that went down after they cloned Tyrone dropped, the timing had people side-eyeing the whole thing even more. People love to say everything is a conspiracy until it isn't. And honestly, the way he kept mentioning the clone talk made some viewers wonder what was really going on. That person wasn't the only one thinking like that either, because a whole crowd online started echoing the same energy. Then Katt Williams jumped into the conversation and added his own 2 cents, and he came in bold with it. He didn't hold back at all, acting like he was part of the group that really believes Jamie might have been cloned. Katt started pointing out every little change he noticed in Jamie's appearance and behavior since he got out of the hospital, saying those details were signs something wasn't adding up. He even mentioned that Jamie never had freckles before, not a single one. But after his hospital stay, he suddenly had a bunch of them. That detail had social media buzzing all over again, even though nobody had anything solid to back these theories up. Katt didn't stop there. He kept breaking down every moment that didn't sit right with him. And trust me, he had a whole list ready. He pointed out how Jamie's voice sounded slightly different in some interviews, and people online grabbed that and ran with it like they just uncovered a secret file. Katt also mentioned that Jamie's energy felt off, saying his vibe wasn't the same sharp, playful spark he always had before his health scare. Fans started replaying old clips side by side with the new ones, trying to catch any tiny detail that might prove the clone idea, even though none of them had actual proof of anything. Some folks were saying he moving like a whole different dude, while others claimed his smile didn't look the same, like they were studying every frame like detectives on a mission. Soon, the conversation shifted from simple curiosity to full-on speculation, with people acting like they were uncovering some undercover industry plot. But the truth is, recovery can change how a person carries themselves, and nobody online really knows what he went through behind closed doors. Still, the conspiracy crowd refused to let it go, and every new appearance Jamie made seemed to spark a fresh wave of comments asking if this was the real him or not. And things really got wild when people started saying that Jamie's public appearances felt too perfect. Every moment was rehearsed or controlled. Every time he stepped out, folks online acted like they were analyzing some top-secret footage. Some claimed his walk looked different, others said his posture wasn't the same, and a few even argued his laugh sounded programmed, even though nobody could agree on what that meant. Then interviews he did months after his recovery brought even more heat. Instead of paying attention to what he actually said, people kept zooming in on his face, his hands, even the way he blinked, trying to find anything that looked off. Some users were dropping comments like, "This ain't the same Jamie," while others insisted he was just adjusting to life after a major health situation. A whole section of social media even started making side-by-side breakdown videos, calling out tiny changes and acting like they were exposing something serious. But while they were doing all that, nobody considered that long hospital stays and tough treatments can switch up how someone looks for a while. Still, every new clip sparked a brand new round of theories, and everyone wanted to be the first to claim they spotted a clone sign nobody else noticed. By this point, the conversation wasn't even about his recovery anymore. It turned into this whole online mystery story, with people treating regular human changes like they were clues to something huge. Things took an even sharper turn when people started digging into old interviews from other celebrities who had spoken about the entertainment world being strange behind the scenes. Suddenly, folks were connecting dots that didn't even belong together. They started pulling up clips of actors talking about pressure, burnout, and industry secrets, then twisting those comments into evidence that something bigger was going on with Jamie. Some users were dropping posts saying the timing of everything was too perfect.
Jamie Foxx, let me say that. I love Jamie Foxx. But his clone ain't shit. His clone kept on messing up. The clone showed up with a face full of freckles. We ain't never even seen Jamie Foxx with freckles. This clone is stupid as hell. The clone didn't even have a tattoo on the back of his head. I couldn't believe it. I watched the whole thing twice. I still don't know what had happened.
The movie release, the health scare, and the comeback were all part of some master plan. Others jumped in, claiming certain celebs were acting way too quiet about the situation, which only made conspiracy fans push their theories even harder. Then a few people started analyzing who was hanging around Jamie after his recovery, saying his circle seemed smaller and using that as another clue, even though nobody actually knew anything about his private life. Social media kept spinning these theories like they were breaking news, and everyone wanted their take to be the one that went viral. By this point, the whole internet felt like it was turning into detectives trying to piece together a puzzle that didn't really exist. Every new clip, every new photo, every interview, they all became another reason for people to say something wasn't normal, even when there was nothing suspicious going on. Just when everyone thought the rumors couldn't get any louder, people dug up an old scene from the Jamie Foxx show where he joked about cloning, and the internet lost its mind again. Fans started saying this clip proved he always knew something was coming, even though it was just a comedy moment from way back in 1996. The fact that folks were treating an old TV joke like a major clue had the whole conversation spinning out of control. All this did was make people even more convinced that Jamie was somehow dropping hints before any of these situations ever happened. And because those cloning rumors keep getting recycled online without proof, it looks like they're not fading away anytime soon. Until Jamie gives people something they consider more solid than his own word, he might be stuck addressing this whole clone talk for a long minute. People didn't hold back with their reactions either. One person said, "Jamie Foxx, you can't clone this," and someone else jumped in saying their conspiracy theory self thinks that's exactly what a clone would say. Another user claimed they had never seen Jamie with freckles before and insisted his appearance looked unfamiliar, adding even more noise to the drama, even though these takes were just opinions with no confirmed facts behind them. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Katt Williams speaking on Jamie Foxx and these online allegations about cloning? Do you think there's anything to these rumors, or is the internet just doing what it always does and running wild with speculation? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment to keep this conversation going. And don't forget to check out the next messy video waiting for you right after this one.